All right. Okay, so like I said, we are going to begin standing this morning. So when you get onto your mat, just take a second to find kind of a position that is comfortable for you. So for me, I know that having my feet right underneath my hips is a really stable and comfortable standing position. For you, if the feet a little bit closer or a little bit wider is more comfortable. We'll be here for just a couple of moments to just, as usual, kind of come into our breathing, get a couple of upper and lower body stretches in before we move into the meat of the yoga and Pilates today. So just adjusting those feet to find that comfortable space. When you get there, first and foremost, as usual, I just want us to just start with a quick scan of the body. So taking a moment to just notice how you're feeling today, notice if you're a little bit more tired or a little bit more awake than usual. Notice if there are some spots that are typically sore for you that are sore today or tight today. And same with the opposite. If there's something that's typically a little bit sore or tight and it's feeling good today, just kind of noticing that and bringing that into your practice to take poses a little bit deeper. From here, as usual, with our seated position, I want to give you just an opportunity to kind of move in a way that feels right. So if there's something that you noticed in that scan of the body that felt a little bit good or a little bit not so good, and you want to take a particular range of motion that feels good, I want to invite you into that. So maybe you roll out the head and the neck, maybe you find some lateral stretches, maybe nice and easy, find a spinal twist. Maybe the legs and the hamstrings are feeling a little bit tight, so you find a forward fold. I just want to give us about 4 to 5 breaths here, nice and easy to find what feels right for you, and kind of play around with it as you find those breaths as you go. And if you start in one range of motion and realize that another one feels particularly good, make that adjustment. We've got about 2 more nice deep breaths here. And taking an extra second to make sure that you even out. So if you've got a stretch on one side, make sure you bring that stretch on the other side. And then just bring it right back to center, that nice comfortable standing position, little bend in those knees. Nice good posture here, so pulling the shoulder blades together, but leaving the shoulders nice and low. We're gonna do 3 nice deep breaths and lead with those arms. So as you inhale, bring them out and up, nice and long away from center. As you exhale, circle them down and around, 2 more just like that. Big inhale brings us out and up. Exhale brings us down and around. Last one, just like that. Big inhale out and up. And exhale down and around. We're going to take another inhale and bring us up, but we'll find our lateral stretches next. So inhale to come up, and then with our exhale, that right hand comes down, but that left arm comes up over top. Nice big stretch in this direction. We'll find a couple either way. So our inhale brings us through center. Our exhale brings us to that second side. Keep it moving just like that, kind of at your pace. Inhale through center. Exhale in that other direction. So if you need a little bit longer of a hold, feel free to take it. If it feels good to kind of get moving side to side, feel free to also find that. Give me about 2 more nice deep breaths here, maybe 3 if you need to even up. And then we'll all meet in center with those arms nice and long overhead. So when you get there, taking that second, making sure that you're in that strong mountain pose. You've got pressure through all 10 toes, maybe a little baby back bend to open up through the chest. And we're going to find our 3 nice inhales and exhales, but this time, instead of bringing the arms all the way down, we're going to bend at the elbows and cactus the arms, pulling the shoulder blades together. Inhale lengthens us up, twice more just like that. Our exhale pulls those arms down, opens up through the chest. Inhale to lengthen, and then last time, one more time here. Exhale pulls us down. Inhale brings us to lengthen. And then from here, we're going to bring it into our forward fold. So nice and easy. I want you to roll it on down, bringing those fingertips towards the toes. Now, maybe you start this forward fold with a generous bend in the knees. Maybe you're already feeling kind of good today, so you alternate lengthening one leg and then the other. Take a couple moments to just kind of play around with this. Maybe it feels good to move kind of side to side for that torso. Maybe you need to find opposite elbow with opposite hand and come into ragdoll. We'll take 2 more nice deep breaths in this forward fold right down center. One more deep breath. With our next inhale, bring it to a halfway lift. So when you bring it up, find that nice flat back, really lengthen through the spine, lengthen out through the top of the head, and then exhale to fold into it. We'll do that twice more, same as the other ones. Inhale for our halfway lift, find that super long flat back. Exhale to forward fold, and then one more time, just like that. Inhale brings us to that halfway lift, and our exhale brings us into our forward fold. This time we're gonna roll all the way up back to standing. I've got one more little upper body stretch for us, and then we will get moving and start off with our core work. Inhale, bring those arms out and up overhead. Interlace those fingers, and with that exhale, we're gonna pull the palms down and then press them forward. So we're rounding out through the spine toward that opposite wall. Next inhale brings us back up nice and long towards the ceiling, and our exhale circles those arms down and around. And you can press the palms toward each other, or you can interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale to open up through the chest, shoulder blades pull together, and we exhale to release. One more time, just like that, and then we'll move into our core work. Inhale brings us up. Interlace those fingers at the top. With our exhale, we press the palms forward. We round out the spine toward that back wall. One more time, our inhale brings us up nice and long. Our exhale circles the arms down and around. You can press the palms towards each other or interlace behind the back. Inhale to open up through the chest. Pull the shoulder blades together, and exhale to release. From here, I'm going to move to the back of my mat. So I've got a whole ton of space out in front of me. And I'm just going to find that comfortable mountain pose once again. Now we're just going to use this transitionally to bring us down to the mat. So give me a big inhale, bring those arms out and up. And then with that exhale, go ahead and roll it on forward into that forward fold. From here, we're going to kind of inchworm our way out to our plank. So bend through those knees, bring the hands down to the mat, and then go ahead and walk it out nice and long into that high plank. Really brief pause here. I want us to start here by just activating through the core, making sure the shoulders are right over the wrists, making sure we're nice and strong through that core, and then really gently go ahead and set those knees down, bring it into our hands and knees position. So the wrists are right under the shoulders, maybe a little bit further out if you've got any kind of wrist pain, and the knees are right underneath the hips. We're going to start with our bird dog. So with our inhales, we're going to take that right arm and that left leg super long. With our exhale, we're going to pull the elbow and the knee towards each other. Keep going on the same side a couple of times here. Our inhale brings us long. Our exhale brings us in towards center. As you lengthen, really think about as much length as you can bring between the fingertips and the toes. And as you pull in towards center, I want you to think about crunching in and activating the abs. Couple more on this side. Keep breathing, keep going. Give me 3 more here. Big inhale to lengthen. Exhale to pull it in. 2 more. Inhale lengthens. Exhale pulls it in. And then last one. Inhale lengthens. Exhale pulls it in. And then go ahead and set that right hand and that left knee down. We just gotta hit that same thing on that other side. Left hand and right leg, we're on those opposites. Our inhale finds that length. Now maybe this side feels a little different on your balance, that's okay. And our exhale pulls us in, keeping it going just like that. Same thing here. Think about finding as much length as you can from fingertips to toes as you lengthen, and then crunching in the center as you exhale. Couple more. Really activating through the core. I know this is kind of a tough one as you keep moving in it, but thinking about timing it with your breath. Give me 3 more here on this side. Last 3 here. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale pulls us in. 2 more. Inhale lengthens. Exhale pulls us in. And then last one, same thing. Inhale lengthens. Exhale pulls us in. And then go ahead and set that right knee and that left hand down. We're going to take just a brief pause in our child's pose. So knees come wide, big toes come close together. Sit the hips back towards the heels. Take a nice big stretch through those shoulders, through the chest. Letting that lower back release just a little bit here. And then we're going to bring it right back up to hands and knees. When you get there, we're going to work through that spine in our cat and cow for a couple of breaths. Our inhale presses the belly towards the floor, lifts the hips and the face. Our exhale lifts the spine up towards the ceiling, tucks the chin in towards the chest, and rounds out the tailbone towards the floor. Finding a couple of those with the pace of your breath here. So if you're moving a little faster or slower than me, that is totally fine. Go ahead and find 2 more nice deep breaths here in this cat and cow. And then when you finish those 2 times in each direction, just bring that spine back to a nice neutral position. Now, when you get there, we've got 2 more exercises from hands and knees. So our first one, we're just gonna work on those hips just a little bit. We're gonna do our hip circles. So I'm gonna leave my left knee down, and I'm gonna put a lot of pressure through all 10 fingers, and then through the entire palm of the hand. I'm gonna lift that right leg off, and then I just want you to find a circle. Either direction works because we will be changing directions halfway. But that circle, keeping the knee bent, bringing the knee in a nice big circle, and opening up through the hip. So kind of that like fire hydrant range of motion. Just giving me a couple of those on that right side here, getting going, warming up through the hips. And like I said, we'll change directions in a couple moments. So just picking that direction. If you came out to the side first, that's totally fine. Give me 2 more in this first direction, and then we'll switch it up. So 2 more nice big circles there, and then same thing, other direction. So if you brought it back first, bring it out to the side. If you brought it out to the side first, bring it back first. Changing the direction of that circle of the knee. If in this one, those wrists need a little break, you can always bring it down to the elbows. Give me 2 more circles in this direction. And then when you finish those last 2, place that right knee down, and then we're just switching sides. Same thing on that other side. Hit circles in one direction with the left. Choose that direction. Doesn't matter which first, we'll switch still. Nice big circles. Warming up through those hips. I know this is one that can feel a little bit challenging, especially if you sit all day and the hips are nice and tight. I know it's tough for me. I don't practice these enough. I say it every time we do them. 2 more in this direction, and then go ahead and switch it up. When you finish those last 2, just change that direction. Couple in that second direction, and then we will move it on. All right, give me 3 more in this final direction, and then when you finish those last 3, take a second to press back to child's pose, give those hips a tiny little break. All right, since we only have 40 minutes, I want to keep it moving along so we have plenty of time for our little flow at the end. So last exercise from hands and knees, go ahead and bring it on up. And this one's a little bit more challenging, so I'm going to kind of work our way up into it. If those wrists need a little break while I'm explaining, you can give them a couple of circles in each direction. So for this exercise, our very first step is going to be shoulders are right over those wrists for that stability. We're going to curl those toes under, and it's just a nice, easy little hover. So we'll just pick those knees up about 2 to 3 inches up off of the floor, brace through the core, and keep it nice and strong. So when you're ready, making sure that the hands are right underneath the shoulders, curling those toes under and lifting those knees for just a little bit of a hover here. We're just going to take a couple of seconds here, nice and easy. Well, not easy, but nice and stable and strong. Think about tensing through the core, tensing through the muscles in the glutes and the legs. For 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and set those knees down. Now that's an option, but also I'm going to give you an option to take it up a notch. So if those wrists need a little roll, give them a second. And then when you're ready, bring it back into that hovered position. From here, you can keep it right here, or you can take it up a notch. We're going to alternate stepping out into that plank, and then stepping back into that hover with the knees off of the floor the whole time. Make sure you alternate feet. We've got about 20 seconds here. So if you're holding in that hover, just keep it right here nice and stable. If you took it up that notch to that plank position, keep moving in that in and out. Make sure you alternate feet. Less than 10 seconds here. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice and easy. Go ahead and set those knees down. Okay, we're going to transition over onto our back and a little bit of core front before we flip it up and bring it to our yoga flow. So we'll give those wrists a nice big break before we bring it over to our yoga. So taking your transition however works for you, flipping it over, having a little bit of space in front and in the back on your mat. And then we're gonna keep it right here, so roll it down onto your back. Those knees are bent, those feet are planted, and we are nice and stable here. Core front warm-up starts with a crunch, so bring those fingertips either behind the head or up towards the ceiling, and then we're just lifting the head and shoulders up off of the floor and bringing it back down. So a little upper body crunch here, upper ab crunch, keeping the chin of about a tennis ball size space away from the chest, so we're not crunching the head and the neck up, but we're using the abs to lift the head and shoulders up off of the floor. We've got another 5, 4, 3, 2 more. And last one, big crunch up. Bring the head and shoulders up, pull up to the top, up towards the ceiling. Maybe bring those fingertips up and bring those shoulders up a little bit further. We're holding up in this crunch for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the head and shoulders back down. Plant those hands by your sides. Lift those knees up to that nice tabletop position. From here, we're going to do 4 leg lowers with our knees bent and 4 leg lowers with our legs straight. You can always bring those hands underneath those hips if you need that little bit of extra support. But from here, we're tensing through the core. We're bringing those heels down to touch with the legs bent and then back up to that tabletop. 3 more. Heels come down to touch. Keep the lower back nice and stable. And then we're back up. 2 more. Heels come down. We come back up. And the last one with those knees bent. Heels come down. And we come back up and you get to the top. Lengthen those legs. Same thing. I am going to bring my hands under my hips because I know this one's a little more challenging. If you need to make that adjustment, We've got 4 leg lowers with the legs long. Legs come down. Keep the lower back nice and stable and strong. And then they come back up. 3 more. Legs come down, nice and stable. And bring them back up. 2 more. Legs come down. And we're going to finish this one with a little hold. So they come back up this time. And then next time they come down, I want you to bring them to about 6 to 12 inches up off the floor. Lift the head and shoulders if you can. We're kind of in our hollow hold. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull those knees into the chest. Let the head and shoulders release and relax. We're going to change it up and bring those obliques into it next. So we're going to do our bicycle crunch, or in Pilates, it's known as the crisscross. Take those knees up to that 90-degree tabletop. Bring those fingertips right behind the ears. Now I want this one to be super slow and controlled, so don't rush through this one. Our left leg goes long, our right knee stays bent, and our left elbow comes up towards that right knee. Same thing, we're going to switch it to that other side. Right leg goes long, and right elbow comes up to that bent left knee. Back and forth, kind of just like that, nice and slow and controlled, making sure that you get that long leg as long and as low as you can, because that's how you're going to make this exercise more challenging. If you need a little bit of a break, take it up a little bit higher towards the ceiling as you lengthen it. Here we go. Keep moving. We've got about 15 more seconds in this. Make sure you're breathing. Nice work, you guys. Keep going, keep going. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and pull the knees into the chest. Take a little break. Rock a little bit side to side or in little circles if you need to. All right, go ahead and bend those knees, plant those feet. We're going to hit that posterior chain. We're going to hit the glutes. So from here, place the arm from the shoulders up to the knees. We're squeezing through the glutes. We're squeezing through the hamstrings. We're tensing through the core. So this is a really active exercise. I know we've done that a million times, but making sure to remind you to activate through those muscles to make this more challenging. Now you can keep it right here. We can take nice. For another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and place both those feet down. Set those hips down. From here, we're going to move into our roll-ups. We're going to do 4 full roll-ups and roll back downs. And then on our 5th, we'll meet at that 45-degree angle and we'll go into something a little bit different. So our roll-up, inhale, brings those arms up overhead. Our exhale circles the arms down then exhale to roll down nice and slow and controlled back. Our inhale brings those arms up ahead. Our exhale brings us up. We inhale to that nice long spine, and then we exhale to roll it down. There's our second of our 4 full. Inhale, arms up. Exhale rolls us up to nice and tall, long spine with that inhale at the top. And our exhale rolls us down. One more, full up and down. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, we roll it all the way up. Inhale for that long spine at the top. And then we exhale to roll it down. This time we got one more time all the way up, but then we will pause when we reach the top. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, rolls us up. We inhale for that long spine at the top, and then we keep it right here. Now, from here, we're going to find a little bit of core work, oblique work, twisting work. So I just want to make sure that you have that long spine all the way through. If you start to feel your lower back round out in this, just sit up a little bit taller. Take those arms out long in front of you like we just got to the top of our roll up. From here, at your comfort level, I want you to bring it back to as low as you can get it with that spine long. So if it rounds out at the bottom, just sit up a little bit taller so you can find that long spine. From here, we're just going to alternate right fingertips, go back towards the back of that mat. They come through center with our inhale, and then left fingertips come back. Keeping that long spine through this twist. So we're keeping the spine in a really good position, nice and long, and inhaling through center. Keep it moving just like that. Inhale brings us to center. Exhale brings us into that twist. Couple more. If you can get a little bit lower, but keep that long spine, try and do that. Try and sink back just a little further. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Bring it back up long. All right, and then we've got one more 2-core exercise before we move it over to our yoga flow. So our final core exercise is going to be our suitcase crunch, and we'll kind of end in a boat hold. So it's kind of a boat crunch as well. First option is going to have those feet down on the floor. We're going to lengthen as we come down, and then we're going to exhale as we come up. Second option, more challenging. We've got those heels up. We're in that kind of boat pose. We're going to lengthen as we come down all the way, and then we're going to bring it up with that exhale. Either of those options is totally fine. When you're ready, go ahead and get it going in this. We're bringing it down and back up. If you have those feet down, that upper body comes down and back up, using those arms for that momentum if you need it. So the a little bit easier of an option is kind of like our roll-ups. That exhale brings us up off of the mat, same way that our roll-ups would. We've got about 15 more seconds here. And then same as before, we're going to finish with just our little hold in our boat pose. So keep it moving for another 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, bringing it down. And then bring it back up wherever you are. Lift those feet up to that 90-degree angle. Extend those arms if you can. You can extend those legs if that works for you. Maybe you lower it down a little bit further into that boat pose. We've got 10 more seconds here. Stay strong. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it on down. Pull those knees in towards the chest. Nice work. Take a little break, take that quick recovery. If you would like to grab a drink, now is the perfect opportunity. If you would like to take a sip of water or coffee, if you're me. Taking about 10 seconds here, nice and easy, before we move it to our yoga. Just gonna check in, make sure we're all good to go here. All right. Okay, so when you finish that little recovery, we are going to meet standing again. So I want to invite you once again to kind of take your time to find that transition. We will meet standing at the top of our mat. We've still got about 10 seconds. I'm going to grab a quick sip. So take your time getting up and adjusting there. All right. And then we're going to keep it moving. We've got about 10 to 15 more minutes, well, a little less than 15 more minutes in the meeting. So about 10 more minutes of work and then a little cool down. So starting at the top of that mat, same way that we did at the very beginning, finding kind of that comfortable standing position. We'll do a lot of work from standing. We'll have that option for that low flow. If the wrists or the shoulders are something that chronically bothers you or you need a break at any point, when we do that low flow, that down dog, chaturanga, up dog, I invite you as always to just find a child's pose and rest in between those down dogs. So finding the front of our mat, let's find that one big inhale to bring those arms out and up. When you get to that super long spine at the top, exhale to bring it on down into our forward fold. Our inhale brings us to our halfway lift. Nice flat back, long spine. Think about how long you can get it from tailbone up to the top of your head. Little pause here. Next big exhale rounds us into that forward fold. From here, we're going to take it back to our crescent lunge. I want you to lift that right foot. I want you to take it back. Those toes meet the ground. That heel is up. From here, spinal twist. Right hand stays down. Left arm opens up. So our right heel is off the floor. Our left knee is bent. Our left arm is open. Our chest is towards that left side. Exhale brings that hand back down to the mat. And our next inhale is going to sweep us up into that balanced crescent lunge. So sweeping up, nice bend through that left knee. Try to get that right leg as long as it can be. Nice, long, and strong core right in center here. We're going to do a reversed twist. So the right hand is going to come forward. The left hand is going to come back. We're going to open the chest once again towards that left wall. Those thumbs point up towards the ceiling. We're going to cartwheel it all the way over to our warrior two. So our arms are going to pass overhead. We're going to bring that right heel down and bend through that left knee as our left hand comes forward and our right hand comes back. Reverse it, flip the front palm, inhale to lift it up and back. Exhale to cartwheel us down, bringing that left hand down, that right hand down, and that right heel up. Now from here, we're going to bend a little deeper through that left knee. We're going to plant those hands. This is where you have that option for child's pose. Left foot is going to come back to me, so right in our downward facing dog. If you'd like to bring it to child's pose, you can, or we've got that low flow. Our exhale shifts the shoulders out over the wrists. From the toes or the knees, we lower through our chaturanga, elbows are nice and close, and we lift up into our cobra or our upward facing dog. Our next exhale brings everyone up into that downward facing dog. Curl those toes under, press those hips up and back. Our three-legged dog with that left foot, bring it up and back with your next inhale. Our exhale sweeps it back forward into that lunge position. So that left foot is back in the front once again. And then we're going to step the right forward to meet the left into our forward fold. So bend through that right knee, step it forward. We're in that forward fold. Go ahead and roll it all the way up to that mountain pose. Bringing those arms up overhead at the very top. And those palms come together. Bring it down to heart center. Same thing once again, you just got to switch sides. Our inhale takes us up nice and long. Our exhale folds us forward. Inhale into that halfway lift. Super flat back, long spine if you can. Exhale folds us forward. We've got that crescent lunge step, left foot back, nice and long. Heel stays off of the floor. Left hand stays down. Right arm opens up, spinal twist here. Exhale brings that hand back down. Find your balance. When you're ready, sweep those arms up into that crescent lunge. We've got that reverse twist again. So left hand comes forward, right hand comes back. Find your balance there. Thumbs point up. I almost lost it. So if you did too, I'm with you. We're going to bring it all the way over to our warrior two. Hands come up through center. That left heel comes down. That right knee bends a little bit deeper as you find it. Inhale to flip the front palm, reverse it, lift it up and back. Peaceful warrior. Exhale, cartwheels us all the way down. Right hand comes down. Left heel comes up. Left hand comes down. We're stepping it back into our downward facing dog. Right foot goes back to meet the left. From here, child's pose is your option. Exhale to float the shoulders out over the wrists, from the toes or from the knees. We lower through our chaturanga. Inhale to press up, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale brings everyone up into that downward facing dog. Three-legged dog with the right this time. Inhale, lifts it up and back. Then through that left knee, sweep the right foot forward, finding that lunge position. And then we're just going to bring the left forward to meet. So bend through that left knee, bring it forward. We're back in that forward fold. Our inhale rolls us all the way up, extended mountain. Palms come together overhead. We exhale to bring you down to heart center. Again, on that first side. Inhale takes us up nice and long. Exhale, swan dives us forward into our forward fold. Finding length with our inhale here, halfway lift. Exhale, fold into it. Right leg goes back long into that crescent, preparing position. Right hand stays down, left arm opens up. Spinal twist. Exhale, brings that hand back down. When you find your balance, our inhale sweeps us up into that crescent lunge. Find that super long spine. We're opening up into that reverse twist. Right hand comes down forward, left hand comes back, thumbs point up. We're gonna bring it all the way through center over to our warrior two. So arms come up through center, left heel or right heel comes down, left knee bends. Reverse it, flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Exhale, cartwheels us all the way down. Left hand comes down, right heel comes up, right hand comes down. We're stepping the left back to meet the right, downward facing dog. Option for child's pose or option for our flow. Exhale, floats the shoulders out over the wrists. Through chaturanga, we lower elbows, stay close. Inhale, presses us up, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, turns those toes over, hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Left foot comes up and back, nice and long, into our three-legged dog. Exhale, floats us forward into that lunge position. And then that right foot comes forward to meet the left, forward fold. Inhale, rolls us all the way up, extended mountain. Palms come together overhead. We exhale to bring it down to heart center. Once again, let's hit that second side. Inhale, takes us up long. Exhale, swan dives us forward into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Find that super long, nice spine. Exhale, floats us down into that forward fold. This time, we are going to step that left foot back, nice and long, into that lunge preparedness here. Left hand stays down, right hand opens up. Spinal twist. Towards that bent knee in the front. Exhale, brings that hand back down. Find your balance. Left heel stays off the floor. We inhale to sweep up. Twist it. Open the left towards the front, the right towards the back. Nice, nice, looking good. A little balance challenge here. Inhale brings us to the center. Exhale sinks us into that warrior two. Left heel comes down. Right knee bends. Super long fingertip to fingertip. Inhale, flip the front palm, reverse it. Lift us up and back. Our exhale cartwheels us all the way down to the mat. Right hand comes down. Left hand comes down. Left heel comes up. We step the right back to meet the left, downward facing dog. From here, option for child's pose, or we flow. Exhale, floats the shoulders out over the wrists. From the toes or the knees, we lower. We inhale to press the chest up. Cobra or upward facing dog. And then we turn those toes back over, press the hips up and back, downward facing dog for everyone. Our three-legged dog is coming with that left foot this time. So bringing, right foot this time, bringing it up and back, and then sweeping that right foot forward into that lunge. Bend that left knee, step the left forward to meet the right. We're in that forward fold. Next inhale rolls us all the way up, extended mountain. Those palms meet overhead, and then they come down to heart center. And we're just going to finish off with just a little upper body stretch because we just have a couple minutes left and I don't want us to get cut off today. So from this standing position, give me another inhale to take it up nice and long towards the ceiling. Thumbs point back, pinkies point forward, those palms point towards each other. From here, if it feels good, you can find a little mini back bend. So as you inhale, lifting those thumbs right behind the head, and then as you exhale, bend those elbows and bring those arms into cactus arms once again, opening up through the chest a little bit towards the ceiling. Next inhale, lengthens those arms, and then bring that spine back to nice and long. So take that back bend out, bring those arms down and around, give those shoulders a little bit of a break. Lateral stretches next. Inhale brings us up. Exhale brings the right hand down, the left arm up over top. Little hold here. Inhale through center when you're ready. Exhale to that second side. Inhale back through center, nice and long. And then we're going to exhale to circle those arms down and around. And then we're going to finish out today with that same little upper body flow, those interlaced fingers. Inhale brings the arms out and up. When you get to the top, interlace those fingers, press the palms forward. As you exhale, round out the spine towards that back wall. Another big inhale brings those palms up towards the ceiling. We exhale to circle the arms down and around. Palms come towards each other, or we interlace behind the back. Inhale to open up through the chest, pull the shoulder blades together, and a nice big exhale to release. Final time through that, and then we will finish with our namaste. Inhale brings those arms out and up. When you get to the top, interlace those fingers. Exhale to press the palms forward, round out the spine towards that opposite wall. Final inhale to bring us long through center, palms come up. Exhale, circles the arms down and around. Interlace or press the palms towards each other behind the back. Inhale to open up through the chest. Big exhale to release. One final nice deep breath brings those arms out, not palms meet overhead. As we exhale, pull the palms down to heart center. Thank you, as always, so much for sharing your Wednesday morning, afternoon, whatever time it is with me. The light in me honors the light in you.